Prime Minister Modi spoke to Rajmata Amrita Roy, an erstwhile member of royalty and BJP's Lok Sabha candidate from Krishnanagar, solidifying his message of uprooting corruption in India. He also reinforced the message of BJP being a pro-woman party. Roy will be contesting against TMC's Mahua Mitra, one of BJP's most vocal critics. In his Wednesday conversation with Roy, the PM expressed his desire to ensure the money looted from the poor of West Bengal and attached to the ED goes back to the people via legal channels. And Prime Minister in last 24 hours has spoken with 3 women candidates. Yes, 3 women candidates. One by one, I'll play out the conversation and we will have a debate. We will have a conversation on, is women as a constituency in India arrived in 2024 election? But let's listen in.
अमृता जी नमस्कार।
नमस्कार मोदी जी, आपका बहुत आभारी हूँ। आप मुझे चांस दिए हैं लोगों की सेवा करने के लिए। हम 100% कोशिश करेंगे।
आपका चुनाव अभियान कैसा चल रहा है?
अभी तो हम निकले हैं, तो एक बीजेपी को उनका पिता का देहांत हो गया, हम इधर ही आए हुए हैं, तो अभी वापस जाके हम प्रचार में ही निकलेंगे।
अमृता जी, आप महाराजा कृष्णराय चंद की विरासत को आगे ले जा रही है।
एक बात आपको हम शेयर करना चाहेंगे, हम क्या कह सकते हैं?
जी जी जरूर, मुझे अच्छा लगेगा।
ये जो महाराजा कृष्णचंद्र का हम फैमिली है, तो उसका भी ये लोग विरोध कर रहे हैं। क्या बोल रहे हैं कि वो ब्रिटिश के साथ साथ दिया था, फिर वो मैंने हम लोगों को गद्दार समझते हैं। क्यों किया वो नहीं बोल रहा है। इतना जमीन दान किया, इतना सब लोगों के लिए किया, भलाई के लिए किया, वो सब नहीं बोल रहे हैं। लेकिन क्या बोल रहे हैं, तो हम बोला कि क्यों किया ऐसा महाराजा कृष्णचंद्र, अगर नहीं करते तो हमारा सनातन धर्म तो पूरा खत्म हो जाता है कि नहीं। तो वो बात है, क्योंकि तब का वो जो नवाब थे सिराजुद्दौला, तो वो तो बहुत अत्याचारी भ्रष्टाचारी थे। तो उसीलिए उन्होंने तो अकेला नहीं किया, बहुत सारे राजाओं के मिलन हुआ, उसके बाद सभी ने किया। जगत सेठ भी थे और राजाओं थे, तो उसी सभी के मेहनत से ये काम सफल हुआ। तो अगर नहीं होता, आज हम हिंदू नहीं रह पाते, हमारा भाषा दूसरा होता, हमारा वेशभूषा एकदम अलग होता और सभी अलग हो जाते। हम तो दूसरों के अधीन रहते ना, यही बात है।
अमृता जी, बचपन में हमारे यहाँ हम लोगों को जो पढ़ाया जाता था, उसमें कृष्णचंद्र राय की समाज सुधार का काम, बंगाल के विकास का काम, बंगाल के विकास के मॉडल, ये सब सुनने को मिलता था बचपन में। अब देखिए, ये वोट बैंक की राजनीति करने वाले लोग हैं, तो बहुत ही अनाप शनाप आरोप लगाएंगे और 300 साल पहले की घटना निकालेंगे, 200 साल पहले की घटना निकालेंगे और बदनाम करने का प्रयास करेंगे। वे खुद अपने जो वर्तमान पाप है उसको छिपाने के लिए वो ऐसी चीजें ढूंढते रहते हैं। लेकिन जब भगवान राम की बात आती है, तो वो कहते हैं कि सबूत कहाँ है, इतनी पुरानी बात क्यों निकालते हो। लेकिन जब कृष्णचंद्र राय की बात आती है तो वो तुरंत निकालते हैं। तो इस प्रकार से उनके दोगलापन होता है और आपको इसका बिल्कुल मन में प्रेशर नहीं लेना चाहिए। आपने तो बंगाल का उज्जवल भविष्य और आपका स्वयं का जीवन भी लोगों के लिए रहा है।
हाँ जी।
और आपके सामने बंगाल की विरासत को बचाने की भी चुनौती है, और आप इसे कैसे देख रही हैं? आप?
हम पॉजिटिवली देख रहे हैं। हमारा लड़ाई जो है लोगों का सेवा के लिए है, करप्शन हटाने के लिए है और वंचित लोगों के उपकार में आने के लिए है।
Now let me straight away go to Rajalakshmi, political analyst who joins me in studio. I'm joined by Brijesh Pandey, my input editor. Prime Minister has been dialing women candidates, speaking to them, 3 in last 24 hours. Is it correct on my part to say that the women as a constituency have arrived India has taken a long walk away from the word which was used in Lok Sabha, parkati, women divided by orthodoxy, caste and class, something which we thought will never happen. You know, it's like American politics, only city centric. And now you have women as a constituency nationally. Though at a state level, people have done it. Nitish had done it, Jayalalitha had done it, a lot of people have done it. But nationally, women as a constituency on gender, do you think they have arrived?
Very good evening, Karthikeyan. And yes, that is a very interesting and a very poignant part, I would say, that, women have always been, like, at least in our country, we have always been a part of the electorate. So even though immediately after independence, the number of women who used to go out to vote was a little lesser than, compared with men. But now, all the political parties have woken up to this fact that women make up almost 50% of the vote share. So, that is something that definitely they have all realized. And, that is, I think, what gives the women a little upper hand here. Because let me just, on a humorous note, let me say that whatever, they may say to the man in the house, but, in their own heart they will have their own opinion, and they may go out and do whatever they feel is the right choice for them. And that seems to exactly have happened in a lot of places, and that is the reason why PM Modi has actually come out with a thumping victory again and again and again. So even in places where the BJP was actually not so much in the forefront earlier, now it is winning, in great numbers. I think it is mainly because of the woman factor.
Rajalakshmi, it also has
And
to do
now,
with, it has to also do with the fact that the Prime Minister has done something very, very, I would say, revolutionary. I don't think
absolutely,
any Prime Minister has used the word pehle shauchalay phir devalay. You know, people would have
yes,
thought 500 times to have used the word one. Secondly,
yes,
yes, schemes like Ujjwala have been there in the states, but to specifically connect utility with dignity is something which has to be credited to Prime Minister Modi. The fact that you have linked toilets with women's right to dignity and a dignified life was unprecedented. Brijesh.
Well, I think, what he has done is that he has realized, and as Rajlakshmi was saying very rightly, that, he has realized that it is not necessary that women are, being part of the family is governed by what the husband of the house says. And she has an independent mind, and, she is also able to decide what works for her, which schemes work for her, and which leader is working for her, and whether it falls in sync with the kind of imagination or political ideology she has. And, there the connect of the Prime Minister has been right from day one, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, all these slogans, and then you go on to, all the schemes which have been launched in then, and majority of addresses, either from 15th August or on 26th January, there's always a peppering of, schemes for the upliftment and betterment of women. And see, Prime Minister has communication with 3 women, 3 people, and all of them are women. 2 from West Bengal and 1 from Kerala.
Rajalakshmi, people also fail to understand that this is not something which Modi has done in 2014. Brijesh has travelled all over Gujarat. I remember the 2 elections I covered. I'm not sort of a Gujarat specialist, but yes, I covered 2007 election and the one before 2014. And kaun aaya, Gujarat ka sher aaya. This was something which I heard in Saurashtra, and it was directly being referred to Prime Minister Modi. And a lot of people at that point of time found it awkward. But then Modi experimented with this constituency also in Gujarat, Rajalakshmi. It's not as if he learnt everything in Delhi.
no, not at all. In fact, he has brought with him this rich experience that he had as a chief minister of Gujarat, and that too, he has come with this very successful model of Gujarat, and that is something that he brought to the plate, and he brought to the table, and he had showcased it in front of everyone that this is how I have administered my state, and this is what I want to expand to the
Rajlakshmi,
entire
can you
country.
say that? Can you say that the Nari Shakti is the war cry? What was governance in 2014, national security in 2019, it's Nari Shakti in 2024?
Yes, it does look like that. See, and if you look at it carefully, initially, in 2014, immediately after he became the PM, he spoke about, like you rightly said, it must have been shocking for a lot of people when he spoke about toilets, he spoke about sanitary napkins, he spoke about all issues that, most prime ministers might never have imagined that they could speak from the Red Fort. So he spoke about things that that actually touched the lives of people. This lack of a toilet is one of the major reasons why a lot of girls in the rural areas cannot go to school after a certain age. So these are the things that definitely have touched people. And you know what? Now he has shifted from talking about Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. He has obviously he has been doing that, but he has shifted from talking about women empowerment to women-led empowerment. So women-led development. So he
Okay.
is talking about women-centric development. He is talking about women in leadership roles. So he is no
I
longer
like to
talking
stop you
about
here for a
somebody
moment.
else.
I like to stop you here for a moment. If you look at his choices, Nirmala Sitharaman, I think has become the longest standing woman minister in the P5, the top 5 ministries. Am I
Absolutely.
correct?
Yes, you are right. And if you look at the fact that the women have been a dominating character of his core cabinet, it has always been. It was not like that; it has never been before. But for the longest time, Nirmala Sitharaman being the defense minister of the country, Nirmala Sitharaman being the finance minister of the country, Smriti Irani being HRD minister, and the emphasis on the number of MOSs.
His successor in Gujarat was a woman, Anandiben Patel. People forget that.
Absolutely. And the thing is that
and she was, if I'm not wrong, she was always Modi's number 2 in the last 5-6 years.
She was forget last 5-6 years. I think she was Modi's number 2 for a very long time.
Okay.
When he was the chief minister of Gujarat. And there's also fact that when you talk about issues which connects you on a day-to-day basis, because as a male, you don't understand the kind of indignity a female has to undergo in various scheme of things. We may claim to have advanced to a particular level, we may claim to have achieved or entered into 21st century, but for them a vast majority of things which are day-to-day thing is caught into a veil of embarrassment. By talking about those things, he tried to lift that veil, and I think that has been a very empowering feeling for
I'm
those
also joined by
women.
Kasturi Shankar, actor, lawyer, political analyst. Thank you so much for joining me. Your comments. Do you think that the women as a constituency has arrived nationally under Prime Minister Modi?
I have to with a little story about our very first elections in 1951, when Sukumar Sen, the first chief election commissioner, was horrified because a majority of women voters from Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Bharat, Rajasthan, and Vindhya Pradesh in the states, and when they asked for IDs, they identified themselves as किसी की माँ, किसी की माँ, किसी की बीवी, right? And they were horrified because these people could not vote in that election. And in 1957, the tables had turned, and the women had slowly come to accept their identity in their own name. So I think from being a Congress-led country where women had to literally be taught to understand that they matter, to today's Modi ji's India, where women know that, where Nariti is an everyday household term. I think it's a huge leap in development. I'm very proud to be witnessing this sea change. In the last 10 years, I think the stable government as well as the visionary policies of Modi ji's government has really helped. And I'm not trying to say this in a psychophantic way. I really feel that, as somebody else mentioned before me, giving dignity to every woman. It's not just dignity, it's also safety. So, Chalai ki baat, it's not just about dignity, it's about safety. Numbers were happening in places where women were found alone in the wee hours of daylight. That has come down drastically because now women don't have to go out and put themselves at risk. I dream of a time when men will not go out and put themselves at risk because if you touch a woman, then you will be punished so bad. that there will be no question.
No, no,
Dream
absolutely,
of that.
you are bang
But
on.
till
You're
then,
absolutely right. Absolutely right. Kasturi Shankar, completely. Prime Minister Modi has been reaching out to other women candidates as well. On Tuesday, he spoke to Rekha Patra, BJP's Lok Sabha candidate from Bashirhat, who has been at the forefront of the Sandeshkhali protest against suspended TMC leader Sheikh Shahjahan, the main accused, calling her Shakti Swaroop or goddess-like, as she likened her support to being blessed by Lord Ram himself. Let's listen into the conversation.
रेखा जी नमस्कार.
नमस्कार प्रधानमंत्री जी, आपका बहुत धन्यवाद.
सवार प्रथमे आपनाके शुभेच्छा जानाई. आप एक बड़ा दायित्व निभाने जा रही है. इस समय कैसा लग रहा है?
बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है और आपका हाथ मेरे सर पे है. मेरा संदेशखाली का माँ बहन के सर पे आपका हाथ. आप तो हमारे लिए भगवान समान है. लग रहा है राम जी हमारा साथ है और राम जी का हाथ हमारा सर पे है.
ऐसा है, इन माताओं बहनों का हाथ मेरे सर पे है. रेखा जी, मुझे आपका मैसेज मिला था. मैं यथासंभव कोशिश करता हूं कि बीजेपी कार्यकर्ताओं से बात करता रहूं. मैं जानता हूं आप बंगाल की विपरीत राजनीतिक परिस्थितियों में प्रचार कर रही हैं. जब आपका नाम घोषित हुआ तो क्या माहौल क्या था, क्या लगा लोगों का, आपको क्या क्या परिस्थितियों का सामना भी करना पड़ता होगा, क्या हो रहा है, मैं जरा पूरा चित्र समझना चाहता हूँ.
हमारी साथ जो दुर्घटना घटी थी, हम तो बहुत दुर्भाग्यशाली. हम संदेशखाली का माँ बहन नहीं है, पूरा बसीरा लोकसभा का जो माँ बहन है सब एक समान ही अत्याचारी तो हुई है. और हमारी साथ जो हुई उनकी तो जेल हुई, ईडी की हाथ चला गया और हम चाहती है उनकी सजा मिले. और हाँ, हमारा इधर जो 2011 साल से वोट हम इलेक्शन नहीं दे पाई, हम चाहती है पूरा सुरक्षा के साथ वोट दे पाए. हम वोट दे पाएंगे, संदेशखाली की माँ बहन और भी खुश होगा. और आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद क्योंकि आप हमारे साथ आई.
नहीं, मुझे पूरा विश्वास है आपकी बात इलेक्शन कमीशन तक जरूर पहुंचेगी और इलेक्शन कमीशन सभी मतदाता मतदान कर पाए इसके लिए पूरा प्रबंध करेगा. और इलेक्शन कमीशन निष्पक्ष मतदान हो इसके लिए हमेशा प्रतिबद्ध होता है. हम भी आशा करेंगे कि इलेक्शन कमीशन आपकी पीड़ा समझे कि आपने 2011 से आपने वोट नहीं दिया है. तो ये बहुत ही दुखद बात है कि बंगाल में किस प्रकार से सरकारों ने व्यवहार किया है. लेकिन रेखा जी, जब ये आपका नाम घोषित हुआ, आपको चुनाव में कैंडिडेट बनाया, वो जब समाचार मिला तो आपके पड़ोस में अड़ोस में और आप जो इतना बड़ी लड़ाई लड़ी हो, सब में क्या मैसेज गया, सबका कैसा रिस्पॉन्स है?
सब लोग खुश है. 2-4 टीएमसी की जो माँ बहन थे उन्होंने विरोध किया, उन्होंने अभी मान लिया और उन्होंने भी फिर से हमारी पास मैसेज वीडियो कॉल से मैसेज भेजा. उन लोगों ने जो किया वो तो टीएमसी की बुलाने पर किया है. उन्होंने जोर जबरदस्ती करवाई गई है और नहीं होगा. जो किया उनके लिए उन्होंने माफी मांग रही है. तो हमारे कोई उनका ऊपर कोई दुश्मनी नहीं है क्योंकि वो हमारे माँ बहन, हमारी भाई बाप है. हम तो सबके लिए लड़ेंगे क्योंकि उन्होंने हमारे लिए लड़ रही है, हम उनके लिए लड़ेंगे. जो जमीन, जो सम्मान लौटाया जाए इसके लिए पूरा कोशिश करेंगे.
I'm also joined by Priyanka Tibrewal, Secretary, BJP West Bengal. Priyanka, thank you so much for joining me on my show.
Thank you.
Prime Minister has very beautifully weaved in, if you look at the astuteness in context of the campaign, the issue of Nari Shakti with corruption. But the fact of the matter is that the Prime Minister has the courage to quote women as a constituency. Priyanka tried doing that in Uttar Pradesh and it failed. Prime Minister is doing it at nationally. I don't think anyone has done that.
It's no point comparing Priyanka Gandhi to the capable Pradhan Mantri of our country because he doesn't only talk, but he does. So his action speaks louder than his words, and that we have seen in the past so many years. That is the reason again and again the people of our country is bringing him with more and more majority each time. Now you see today when Pradhan Mantri addressing issues like Sandeshkhali, where the Chief Minister of West Bengal should have spoken, but she kept quiet. Not just did she only keep quiet, but rather she said that these women, were orchestrating a drama against her government, to defame them. But then what has come out as the truth? I personally held 3 to 4 camps in Sandeshkhali, and I have more than 600 complaints on affidavits with me. So the entire village wasn't lying, but Mamata Banerjee continued saying
But
so.
Priyanka, sorry I'm
Even then on the
interrupting
day
you.
of
Can
voting.
I? Sorry, I'm interrupting. Can I ask you? 30 years ago when there was Mandal, a lot of people said that this sort of a women's politics will be alien to India because orthodoxy, caste, class, creed, they will continue to divide women because women are also part and parcel of the social structure. Do you think that this new constituency of women on gender has arrived politically, or is it too early?
No, it is arriving. It is arriving with the efforts of a Pradhan Mantri. You see, Congress, who was speaking about, reservation, ultimately, who gave it a form and a shape? Who gave it the final, outline? It is the Prime Minister of our country. The 33 reservations, the bill has been passed. It is just because of his effort. Because again, I will say, kathani or karni mein farak hota hai. So whatever the Pradhan Mantri had said for women empowerment, he's proving it each and every day. You see, what could be more than just making a victim who was a victim of rape, physical assault, sexual assault, as a member of, for contesting elections as a member of parliament? Who thinks that deep? It is only the Pradhan Mantri because he cares for the dignity, he cares for the sanity of women. Unlike the Chief Minister in West Bengal, who being a woman herself is not bothered about the fame and she's not bothered about, guarding the women in West Bengal because she works as a guardian and a TMC representative and not as a Chief Minister.
Okay, point taken, Priyanka. There's another conversation Prime Minister had, and that was in Kerala. PM Modi also spoke to TN Sarasu, BJP's Lok Sabha candidate from Kerala's Alathuru seat. The two discussed Sarasu's campaign as Prime Minister Modi assured her that the centre would take strict action against the accused in the Kerala Cooperative Bank case, assuring Sarasu that the money would go back to the poor. There are two narratives which are being intertwined, that money will go back to the poor, which is there with the corrupt. And second, he's addressing women. I don't think opposition has caught on to that, but these two narratives are being built very strongly by Prime Minister himself. Let's dip in.
Professor Sarasu ji, namaskaram. Sukhamano.
Sugandhanne.
How is your election campaign going on?
It is very well going on. Yesterday I started. I am telling the people of Alathur, our Modi ji ka sankalpa hai sabka saath sabka vikas. I told them I will also work for that, and I have Modi ji ki guarantee. So I will do whatever I could do for this Alathur. That is what I am telling them, sir.
As a Professor Sarasu, tell us about your efforts and struggle in the college.
Sir, I was trying to do my duty in the college, sir. But the thing is that there are leftist teachers in the college and the SFI also. They want the principal to do according to their wishes, what they tell you. You have to do accordingly. But I was not ready to do like that. That is why they did all these things to me. But I was a teacher there for 25 years and I was principal for 1 year. In that, I did whatever I could do. I never gave any importance to those students or the teachers. Sir, can I request you something, sir?
Please, please.
Sir, here is a problem in Kerala with all the cooperative banks, which are governed by the CPM leaders. What actually they did is they loot all the money the poor people deposited in the bank, and they are not getting back their money. So there is great complaint from the part of the people here. Some of the people died also because of lack of money for treatment and all. These people are not giving them money. So that is a very big problem here, sir. Sir, please could you do something against this, sir?
Professor Sarasu ji, I am happy that as a candidate, you are taking the issue of the people and the common man's problem as a good thing for any public servant. And I am happy to hear this, that you are raising the issue. Yes, I have heard about it. I have some detail about it. And you are right that a lot of poor people have been affected. Our government will take strict action against everyone involved. And we will ensure that the poor get justice. And one more thing, Sarasu ji, I would like to tell you that I will take the legal advice and whatever property the ED will attach, and the money are involved of the common man's money, I will see that each and every paisa should return to the person concerned.
Okay. Now, before I go to Rajalakshmi and I go to Priyanka for quick comments, because I have got 3 minutes to close the debate. Brijesh, Prime Minister is, one strand is from 2014 politics, whereby, which was later clarified by Amit Shah, paisa wapas jayega. And the second is Nari Shakti. Is it a lethal combination, or you think that first part people will start connecting dots and said, it didn't happen in 2014?
Well, I think, what he's trying to do is that, the government is facing a lot of criticism over ED action, the kind of raids ED is doing, and the opposition parties are alleging that they are only at the end of the scalpel and not the people or party, who are in alliance with the BJP. I think he's trying to blunt that. When the conversation says that, I will ask ED, I'll take legal opinion, that whatever property ED attaches in these kind of cases, that money will go back after selling the property.
Redistribution of wealth.
So, redistribution of wealth, we're trying to say that, whatever action is being taken is only being taken against corrupt and not anybody is being targeted. I think the hidden message, I would like to read it is as that. The second what he's doing is that, out of the 3 people, 2 are from West Bengal and 1 from Sandeshkhali. This also reinforces one thing of the importance of Sandeshkhali in the 2024 narration as far as West Bengal is concerned, and the importance which the Prime Minister attaches to the state of West Bengal, where the BJP feel that it has the potential to upstage Mamata Banerjee as the numero uno party, and they also have a chance to expand their seat base as well, as far as the election is concerned. Both of them are a win-win combo for the BJP.
So, Rajalakshmi, do you feel that it's the Nari Shakti which can help BJP in places like Kerala or West Bengal, where other combinations did not work earlier?
Yes, definitely. 2 things that I would say is now PM Modi has definitely, especially in West Bengal, very clearly he has given a voice. He has given this power to the women, especially see now in Sandeshkhali. This is such a strong message that he has given the power to the women who didn't have a voice earlier. So they are going to be she is going to be the voice of all those people, and she hopes to be the representative in parliament, none less than the parliament. And again in Kerala, this lady, this former principal, she is going to be talking about how there are these irregularities, and not just all of this. The second point that I wanted to say is that he has given them aspirations. He has given the women folk aspirations, not just something about I will give you 1,000 rupees per month. That is not aspirations.
Okay.
Aspirations is when you have your own wings. You want to become something like a job creator for so many people. You want to become a leader. You want to become somebody who has an identity of your own. So that is what he is doing. So he is somebody who has understood all the feelings of the women, who has connected with them very strongly. And
I think what Prime Minister has done is, Priyanka, and I would like you to come on that, but then I'm going to end this part of the show. I think what the Prime Minister has done it, that the cultivation of women as a constituency for vote has not happened on the issue of caste, class, religion. It has happened on the issue of dignity, utility, usage, help, education, something which has to do with a life goal, ambition, realization of oneself. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Absolutely correct. All these positivities on one hand, and look at the negativities which BJP is, targeting. See, BJP is committed to uprooting corruption in the country. Now, I will tell you the simple example of this is just compare the candidates. On one hand, you have Mahua Mitra, whose house is being raided by the CBI on charges of taking, cash for query matter from the businessman, and he's also been questioned by the ED. He has been summoned. She has been summoned. On the other hand, you have candidates of BJP like Rekha Patra. You have candidates like Amrita Roy. Those who want to do something and work for the society, not those who have taken money from the poor, and once they had reached parliament, they wanted to question based on the money they are getting in lieu. So here is the comparison.
Okay. I think very well said. Thank you, Priyanka. Thank you, Kasturi Shankar, and thank you, Rajalakshmi, for joining me on the show. My conclusion at this point is that the Nari Shakti, or the women as a constituency, has really arrived, and the Prime Minister is welding the issue of redistribution of wealth by taking on people who indulge in corrupt acts, and the point of the conversation starts from women. I think these are the two important points which the Prime Minister has picked, and I really don't know how it's going to work, but it has definitely given them a narrative strength to the government, because it is for this reason the opposition's narrative on what are the election issues on what they are fighting is not visible, it's not discernible.